Hello everyone and welcome back to Bogart on Movies. This week we'll look at a sure Oscar winner in the Dallas Buyers Club, a disappointment from the still enjoyable Vince Vaughn, and I'll give you some inside dope on the way members of the Motion Picture Academy vote for Oscars. Also, my classic pick takes a look at one of the most iconic comedies ever made, with about as star-studded a cast as you can put together, directed by the great Billy Wilder and starring Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, my guy George Raff, and Marilyn Monroe. Now you got it. It's of course Some Like It Hot. And for my pick, I think one of the most overlooked and funniest movies ever, Leslie Nielsen and Company in the classic Airplane. And of course, we'll have Carla's Campy Pick, and I'll answer your emails. So without further ado, here we go. First up, for the last few months, we've been hearing about the Dallas Buyers Club, and it starred Matthew McConaughey as Oscar contenders. Both were good enough to get nominated, but I don't think either will win. There is, however, one sure Oscar winner in this movie. Take a look.
Mr. Woodruff, you've tested positive for HIV. Have you ever used intravenous drugs? Have you ever engaged in homosexual conduct?
Homo. You say homo? You made a mistake, 'cause that ain't me. Mr. Woodruff?
We estimate you have 30 days left.
And newsflash for y'all. There ain't nothing out there can kill Ron Woodruff in 30 days. Them drugs, they just released for testing, and I know this hospital's one of the sites. I need it.
It doesn't work that way, Mr. Woodruff.
Where are you going?
They got good meds out of Mexico that's better than what you can get here in the States.
This is protein, totally non-toxic.
And you can't buy this in the USA?
Not approved.
You could be making a fortune off of this.
You look great.
Actually, I look amazing.
Anything to declare? Nada.
But importing illegal drugs for sale is a very serious offense.
They're not illegal. They're merely unapproved.
I've been looking for you, Lone Star.
Listen, Tinkerbell, unless you got more cash or new clients, I'm busy.
You don't deserve our money.
Cut you in 5%.
25. Take it or leave it.
Welcome to the Dallas Buyers Club.
As you saw, the movie's based on the true story of Ron Woodruff, who gets AIDS and finds that the drugs that help him aren't approved by the FDA. So he gets the drugs overseas and starts selling them to AIDS patients on the black market through the Dallas Buyers Club. Actually, the movie's interesting and well done, and McConaughey's as good as he can be, which was actually pretty good. However, in March, the one to win a Best Supporting Actor Oscar will be Jared Leto. Brilliant as Rayon, a transsexual who gets AIDS and ends up going into the AIDS drug business with McConaughey. Check out Leto in this scene with Jennifer Garner.
Do you like this dress? Because I think the neckline's a little plunging.
Rayon, the whole purpose of this study is to determine if ACT is helping people.
Come on, Evie, you know there ain't no helping me.
That doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying.
Why are you so good to me? Bless your little heart.
Just promise me you'll show up for the rest of the trial.
I promise you that I will try my very best.
I want you to mean it.
Leto is absolutely spectacular. You leave this movie knowing you've just seen a bravura performance. And the movie's a good one. Now, it's not the definitive treatise of the AIDS epidemic, and to me, McConaughey's still a one-note actor, but this is his one note to a T. He gives a raucous, angry, yet thoughtful performance that is definitely his best. The movie gets a very good 4 out of 5, but Leto steals the show. Now we have a movie that was actually a little disappointing. Carl and I were all set to see a comedy, you know, get some laughs. Well, we got both, but only for a while. It's Vince Vaughn in Delivery Man.
I have a tendency to make very bad decisions.
David, I don't want a boyfriend who just disappears because he's too busy. You're unreliable. You have brought me such beautiful flowers.
Yes, I did. Maybe that's why I've been stuck in the same job for so long.
You're 3 hours late, man.
You know, David, I love you like a son.
I am your son.
Everyone has a purpose in life. I guess I just haven't found mine yet. David Wozniak. In 1994, you donated to a fertility clinic anonymously. Apparently, there was a mix-up at the clinic. What? You were the biological father of 533 children.
What? It is impossible to be the father of 533 children.
It is impossible to be the father of 4 children.
How would a normal person handle a situation like this?
A normal person would not be in this situation.
We're in trouble, David. Your kids are suing to find out who their biological father is.
What do we do now?
This envelope contains the profiles of your children. Do not open it.
I know I shouldn't have, but I picked out one of the profiles. I just picked one.
Worst idea ever.
I'm an actor missing the audition of a lifetime right now.
I'll take care of the coffee shop.
Who are you, man?
I can make a cup of coffee.
I lost my job.
You lost your job.
I got the part.
You got the part?
So that's what it's about. Vaughn's the father of all these kids, and he sets out to meet them and help them out. And the performances are actually pretty good. Supporting cast, especially Chris Pratt, all work well. But of course, this is a Vince Vaughn movie. And I will say this, the guy is certainly a star. He's got a ton of charisma, and he's eminently likable. He just stands out.
My jeans were on a professional basketball court tonight. I mean, in a way, you could say that that was an extension of myself that hit that game-winning shot. I mean, do your kids play professional basketball?
No, not to my knowledge, but I will inquire. They don't tell me everything. So I've been thinking that we could plead insanity.
What?
I don't know. Maybe you would not be held responsible for actions taken while mentally unstable. I mean, we could bank on your mental problems.
I don't have mental problems. I don't have mental problems.
When we're in court, I want you to say it exactly that way.
The problem here is the movie couldn't decide what it was. Here they had a spectacular comedy premise, and it goes and gets all serious and emotional. In my view, a comedy needs to be a comedy. And this just wasn't that. That said, I think it does show that Vaughn has the stage presence and the acting chops to do either drama or comedy. I'd love to see him get a meaty part in a good drama. I think he'd be terrific. Camera loves him, and that's reason enough to see this movie. Although I gave it just 3 stars. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Now for a little inside baseball. All the members of the Motion Picture Academy get DVDs of all the nominated movies sent to them so they can see the ones they missed in the theater and then cast their votes. The problem is that most movies are better on the big screen, but you can't see everything, so it gives you a chance to catch up. So that's what I did when I visited Mom over Thanksgiving with The Spectacular Now.
My name is Sutter Keeler. I got everything that I need right here. I've got a job, I've got a car, I've got a beautiful girl. I was the life of every party. You gotta live in the moment. It's about this. This is beautiful.
Hey. Hey.
Where the hell am I?
Do you live around here, Sutter?
How do you know my name?
You go to the same school. I'm Amy.
That's what I was gonna say. Nice to meet you, Amy. What's your story?
I don't really have any stories.
What do you mean? Everyone's got a story.
I don't know. I'd like to think that there's more to a person than just one thing.
You know, I gotta tell you, Sutter, Amy Finicky is just a strange choice for a rebound.
You're 17 years old. You don't have an ex-boyfriend?
No.
Really?
Sutter, guys don't look at
That's
me like
shocking.
that. I'm like...
Yeah, absolutely. Guys look at you like that.
No.
Amy, you're absolutely beautiful.
Oh my God, no.
And if she falls for you, what happens then?
Should we take our shirts off?
My sister, she's having this like fancy dinner party. Would you want to go with me?
Yeah, what time?
It's 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes from now.
Yeah.
I think it's good to have dreams, don't you?
To dreams.
I'll tell you something. I don't live in the past. I live in the now because that's what it's all about.
You know, everyone's telling me I gotta move on. I don't see what's so great about being an adult. Are you happy?
Now, the story's not an old one. High school kid Sutter Keeley is the BMOC in high school, then meets reserve girl and falls for her, then rethinks his future. What's different in this movie, it's that it's just so well told and the acting is terrific. The supporting cast, including Jennifer Jason Leigh, where's she been, are all good, but the stars shine here. Miles Teller, who is the only standout in the awful 21 and Over, plays the guy, and Shailene Woodley from The Descendants is the girl, and both are tremendous. In fact, Woodley is so good, she could get an Oscar nomination.
What about like ex-boyfriends? Say we need an ex-boyfriend in there.
No, I don't have.
Who's like an ex-boyfriend that just like really pissed you off, that you just that just like you hated, and if they're just like.
I don't have an ex-boyfriend.
What?
Yeah.
You don't have a single. You're 17 years old. You don't have an ex-boyfriend?
No.
Really?
Sutter, guys don't look
That's
at me
shocking.
like that. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely, guys look at you like
No,
that.
no, no.
I just saw 2 guys looking at you like that. Eric Wolf and Cody Dennis were 100%
we were
hitting
just
on
talking.
you.
They were not hitting on me. No, no, there's absolutely
yes,
no
they were.
way.
Why don't you think they were hitting on you?
Because I'm just, they weren't.
Because you're what? Amy, you're absolutely beautiful.
Oh my God, no.
Now, those 2 actors were great together, and it's the movie that makes it possible for them to show their talent. It's well written by Michael H. Weber, it's got feeling, it's got humor, it's edgy, and director James Ponsoldt does a great job of keeping the movie and the characters real. This slice of teen becoming adult is a joy to watch. I give it 4 stars out of 5, just about the best teen movie to come out in a long time. I'll be back in a moment with a classic.
You have a straightforward choice. You must choose either death or life.
And you think I should choose life? Welcome to Downton.
So as I said earlier, this show we're going for laughs, and my classic pick has plenty of those. Directed by the legendary Billy Wilder, starring Jack Lemmon, Tony Curtis, and Marilyn Monroe, it's the romantic comedy Some Like It Hot. Here's part of the trailer, and remember, it's 1959.
Not since Scarface, so much action. Not since the Marx Brothers, so much comedy. Not since the 7-Year Itch, so much Maryland. The best picture this year will also be the funniest.
Good night, sugar. Good night, honey.
There's one thing sure, boy never met girl like this before. You've never laughed more at sex or a picture about it.
You stay here as long as you like.
Jack may have beaten Tony to the sugar, but not for long.
You're not giving yourself a chance. Don't fight it. Relax.
So how hot was Marilyn? The movie's set in 1929 during the gangster era in Chicago. Curtis and Lemmon are both musicians, Curtis the ladies' man and Lemmon the straight arrow, and somehow they happen to witness the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, the actual St. Valentine's Day Massacre. They're spotted by the gangsters, led by my father's unintended benefactor, George Raft. Raft turned down the part of Rick in Casablanca, and you know the rest about that one. In any event, Curtis and Lemmon go on the run. They disguise themselves as women, hop on a train, and run into a torch singer, Marilyn. They immediately fall for her, keep their disguises, and try to win her over. Then when they all get to Miami, they actually filmed it in San Diego, California. That's when the fun really begins.
I wanna be loved by you, just you, nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by you alone.
Daphne, your boyfriend's waving at you. You can both go take a flying jump. Remember, he's your date for the night, so smile. Oh, you can do better than that. Give him the teeth, the whole personality. Why do I let you talk me into these things? Why? Because we're pals, buddies, the two musketeers. Don't give me with the musketeers. How am I going to keep the guy ashore? Tell him you get seasick on a yacht, play miniature golf with him. Oh, no, I'm not going to get caught in the miniature sand trap with that guy.
The movie was named by the American Film Institute the greatest American comedy, and it is so funny. Lemon, Curtis, and Marilyn, they're all terrific. Monroe proves she can really act here. She's funny, and she can actually sing. George Raft and Joey Brown, we'll see him in a minute. What a face. Pat O'Brien, all wonderful. The script by Wilder and I.A.L. Diamond was brilliant. In fact, this last scene with Lemon and Joey Brown may be one of the funniest ever.
I called Mama. She was so happy she cried. She wants you to have her wedding gown. It's white lace.
Yeah, that's good. I can't get married in your mother's dress. She and I, we are not built the same way.
We can have it altered.
Yeah, no, you don't. That's good. I'm gonna level with you. We can't get married at all.
Why not?
Well, in the first place, I'm not a natural blonde.
Doesn't matter.
I smoke. I smoke all the time.
I don't care.
Well, I have a terrible past. For 3 years now, I've been living with a saxophone player.
I forgive you.
I can never have children.
We can adopt some.
But you don't understand, Osgood. I'm a man.
Well, nobody's perfect.
Oh, what a great final scene. Roger Ebert said the movie is one of the enduring treasures of the movies. Amen to that. Now it's time for the Bogart on Movies mailbox, and Michael in Iowa writes, I really, get it, really? You know, he actually wrote that. Like your show. I have a question and a correction. The question is, did your father do any bad movies? Can you name some of them? And the correction, in your discussion of the movie The Great Escape, Steve McQueen did his own motorcycle riding, but not all of it. The one he did not perform was the hair-raising 60-foot jump over the fence. This was done by McQueen's friend, Bud Elkins. Well, first, did my father do any bad movies? Of course he did. But most of those were him trying different things, different parts, and mostly they were all before he got the power to choose his own scripts. Once that happened, there weren't any truly bad movies that I can think of, but there were some not good ones. You get the difference? As to the correction, no, McQueen did not do the jump over the fence, but he did do all the other motorcycle riding, just not that stunt. After all, the director and the producer were not going to risk losing their star. I'll bet he wanted to do it, though. Now, Tom in Boca Raton says, a while back you mentioned Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn's appearance in Woman of the Year. I saw a film in which these two starred called Pat and Mike. Good movie. Both were about a woman athlete. Which film came first, and did either have anything to do with the other? Well, Tom, first was Woman of the Year, released in 1942. Then came Pat and Mike, which came out 10 years later. But both were not about a woman athlete. In the first, Tracy's a sports writer and Kate is a political columnist. In Pat and Mike, that's where Kate was an athlete, a pro golfer, tennis player, and by the way, a great athlete in real life. And Tracy was a sports promoter. If anyone out there wants to see Tracy and Hepburn together at their best, either one of these films will do. Remember, you can email me at stevebogart@wxel.org and be sure to include your name and your hometown. Thanks a lot. Now it's time for Carla's Campy Picks. And remember the double features at the local movie theater? 2 movies for the price of 1? Well, here's a double helping of movies that reveal the secret to making a movie. No script, just a lot of screams and grunts.
You will meet her at night in a dark place. She's beautiful, and she'll be waiting for you, waiting to love you to death. The Velvet Vampire. She'll love you to death. And on the same bill, this second horror shocker. What was the strange secret which lay concealed behind the forbidden doors of the Castle of Blood? The scream of the demon lover. It may be the last sound you hear.
Don't you just love love stories? Now it's time for Steve's Real Hit, and we're sticking with a comedy theme with a movie that I think is one of the funniest ever. And some of the lines are now part of our culture. It's the 1980 disaster movie spoof Airplane. And Don't Call Me Shirley.
Airplane is romance.
I love you, Elaine.
I love you.
Airplane is music.
There is only one river, there is only one sea.
Airplane is dancing. Never has the screen been so big.
You ever been in a cockpit before?
No, sir, I've never been up in a plane before.
Peter Graves.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
My name is Roger Murdoch. I'm an airline pilot.
Leslie Nielsen.
This woman has to be gotten to a hospital.
A hospital? What is it?
It's a big building with patients, but that's not important right now.
Lloyd Bridges.
Johnny, what can you make out of this?
This? Well, I could make a hat, or a brooch, or pterodactyl.
Robert Stack.
All right, Steve, let's face a few facts.
And we hope you enjoy the rest of your flight.
Julie Haggerty.
By the way, is there anyone on board who knows how to fly a plane?
Can you fly this plane and land it?
Robert Hayes.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Down, get a hold of yourself.
Please, let me handle this.
Calm down. Now get back to your seat. I'll take care of this. Calm down. Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're one of the phone. Everything's been told.
Sister, please, I'll handle this.
This movie is a riot. The story's about a failed airline pilot who ends up back in the pilot's seat on an airplane in trouble, but that really doesn't matter here. This one's about the screenplay by Jim Abrams and David and Jerry Zucker. And the cast, Robert Hayes, Julie Haggerty, Bob Stack, Lloyd Bridges, Peter Graves, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and the very, very funny Leslie Nielsen, and a host of cameos. The whole thing is just so funny.
But enough about me. I hope this hasn't been boring for you. It's just that whenever I start to talk about Elaine, I always get so carried away. I lose all track of time. Well, I could go on for hours, but I'd probably start to bore you. You know, I really couldn't blame Elaine. She wanted a career. When they built those roads, they had no thought of drainage in mind. So we had to take a special Jeep up to the main road. In fact, we were lucky to even get a Jeep, since just the day before, only one that we had broke down and a bad accident.
Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines. Looks like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue. 2 more minutes. They could be miles off course.
That's impossible. They're on instruments. Get that finger out of your ear. You don't know where that finger's been. Steve, I want every light you can get poured onto that field. Being done right now.
There's no magic here. It's just great fun. So get the family together, fasten your safety belts, and be prepared to laugh your butts off.